Konnichiwa, Samurai James here with part 4 of my 7 Supplemental Samurai Armor series. Alright, in the last video we covered the tate eri, which are the shoulder pads that have kikogani square plates inside of it to help protect a little bit of the neck and the outside of the shoulder. In this video we're going to move on to the wakabiki, which are protectors for underneath of the armpits. Now this wakabiki that I have is a combination of mail and plate called karuda, and it is worn underneath of the armpits similar to how you might pull on a jacket. And in mine, it simply sits up here and is tied off at the top. I also have other laces here that come across and tie off to the other one on the other side. Now it's a little bit awkward to put on, so I'm not going to go through the entire process here while I'm on camera with it. But this lace here comes across and ties off. This lace here comes across and ties off, and it's easily adjustable. Something else that I've tried is actually taking this strap here and going in kind of an X configuration across the back of the neck. I do find that to stay in place a little bit better, however it seems to be a little bit less comfortable, so I tend to just wear them like this and hope that they stay in place. Now, what exactly do they protect under the armpits? Well, in the earlier armors they were especially useful because this particular plate here, this patterned igawa, some of the earlier do were cut much lower, so the wakabiki would sit here on the armpit, and it would help provide protection all the way up because it's flexible. It can move around. It's not going to pinch as much as a solid plate will, so it can sit very high up on the arm, and the do will sit down and overlap here. This particular shaping like this, you can see, is very similar to the side of the do like that. But even with an armor like this, you could still wear something like this and get additional protection because, as I said, it can go higher up on the arm than the solid plates can. Now, did they have other variations of this? Yes, they did. As usual, they also had versions that were simply all kusari, that provided less protection but more mobility. And a third variation of these that seems to be in the early armors was when it was simply a solid plate, which I believe was an early predecessor to when they started to refine the shaping of the do and to include these side plates. I'm not completely sure because I've seen some pictures of it, but I couldn't get a lot of context on exactly where they came from and at what point they originated. Now, in addition to different materials, is this the only way that they came? No. Similar to the tate eri that I mentioned in the earlier video, sometimes these would actually be attached to a little short half vest, and rather than having separate laces to support them, they would be on a vest that you would pull on and simply tie off in front, which I think would be an easier version to do, and I may try to do that at some point. And a different version of them, they sometimes have toggles here, just like the wattagami would, so instead of having all these laces, you could simply pull it on like this, and there would be a toggle at the front and back of the wattagami straps, and you would simply clip this on and attach it with the toggle just like you would the normal wattagami or the sode. And that is the wakabiki. If you've enjoyed the video, like and comment, subscribe if you haven't already, slash that button and join the Samurai Squad. This is Samurai James saying thanks for watching and sayonara.